Hello, and welcome to Loveland High School's graduation ceremony for the class of 2024. Please remain standing and remove your hats as members of the Loveland High School JROTC program present the colors. On this Memorial Day weekend, we would like to observe a moment of silence and remember those 33 Loveland High School graduates who made the ultimate sacrifice so we may continue to live in freedom. Thank you. Please remain standing as the senior members of the Loveland High School Chamber Choir sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Okay. You may be seated. Okay. Good afternoon, parents, family members, friends, staff, my fellow classmates. Welcome to the graduation for the Loveland High School class of 2024. My name is Leah Thornton, and I am your student body president. First and foremost, I want to congratulate each and every one of you for your accomplishments. Graduating is no easy task, so I commend you all for being here today. I would like to recognize our special guests of honor with us on stage today. First, our superintendent, Dr. Mark Schaefer. Members of our Thompson School District administrative team, Mr. Todd Piccone, Chief Operations Officer, Ms. Kelly Sane, Chief Technology Officer, Mr. Theo Robinson, Executive Director of Secondary Education. Members of the Board of Education, Ms. Amy Doran, Dr. Alexandra Lessem, Ms. Barbara Cruz, Ms. Denise Chapman, and Ms. Dawn Kirk. Next is Mr. Sean Collins, the principal of Loveland High School. Our assistant principals, Ms. Carrie Littner, Ms. Ashley Norval, Ms. Jeanette Ryan, Mr. Andy Little, and our Dean of Students, Mr. Jim Sanchez. Seated with all of our graduates are members of the Loveland High School staff. Please stand. On behalf of the class of 2024, we would like to thank each and every one of you for your immense contributions that have made it possible for our class to be here today. Classmates, let's show them our appreciation one more time. And lastly, thank you to all of our honored guests for being here for this momentous occasion. We have experienced a lot of change throughout our 4 years at Loveland High School, but nothing was more challenging than our start. I know that COVID was such a trying time, and as students, it was easy for us to hide in the shadows, only show our foreheads on Zoom calls, or not even show up at all. However, the teachers never gave up on us or our education. We learned how to be resilient from all of you, so thank you for teaching us, even when it felt like the world was falling apart. In that same spirit, I would like to share something with you today that has been able to make an impact on my life. Throughout our lives, we've been taught the concept of playing it safe. It all started early in our childhood when our parents emphasized the importance of safety and security. Look both ways while you cross the street, don't talk to strangers, and make sure to stay close to your parents when in a crowd. These same messages were then instilled in us in school. As kids, we would spend hours at recess playing on the playgrounds, being told by our teachers not to run too fast and not to jump from too high up. And let's be honest, those green bars at Cottonwood, those were pretty sketchy. Everything was looked at from a perspective of fear instead of a perspective to learn and grow. So as we got older, it became easy to keep that same mindset. As we entered high school, it was incredibly easy not to take risks. Partially because we physically couldn't, but also we became comfortable with the restrictions that were put into place. Once these restrictions went away, the excitement of taking risks went away too. Now, taking risks doesn't mean acting recklessly. It means being brave enough to pursue your passions, even when the path is uncertain. It means daring to be innovative, to be creative, to push boundaries, and to challenge yourself. It's about recognizing that failure is not the end, but instead a stepping stone to success. Now, for me personally, nothing has been a more clear example of risk than my sophomore year when I decided to sign up to audition for the fall play. It was very spur of the moment, and it was something that truly terrified me to do. I had no idea what to expect, but in the end, I ended up securing a role in my first play, Almost Maine. Not only was this the start of a long list of shows that I was able to act in, but more importantly, this risk helped me become the person that I am today. A very common quote that we hear throughout our lives is, "Without risk, there is no reward." And there's a large amount of truth to that statement, but it can be easy to brush over and to not truly think about it. By being a part of theater, I was rewarded with amazing relationships with theater peers that then became my family, gained the experience of working with a team and all working towards an end goal, and realized that theater is something that's truly important to me that I want to implement into my future. I took a risk and it immensely paid off. Now, looking around this arena today, I see other amazing women who have taken risks these past few years. Mrs. Donovan opened her classroom to a student teacher, even though it can be truly terrifying to trust someone else to teach your students. Miss Crescent expanded her program, bringing on another teacher, hundreds of new students, and will even be opening a coffee bar at Loveland High next year. Miss Munson came to a new school and a new program and became a huge asset to our performing arts, from directing our choirs to constantly supporting our students no matter the circumstance. Mrs. Davies decided to leave the classroom and seek out leadership opportunity in which she's able to continue supporting LHS staff and activities. And lastly, Miss Thompson retired this year after spending her whole life at Loveland High, both as a student and as a teacher, and is pursuing a new career. Starting the next chapter is a risk, but the new chapter allows for new opportunities, new friendships, and new ways to grow. And this new chapter will only be successful if we are willing to take a risk. As we move forward, we must remember not to be reckless, but also not allow restrictions to make us complacent. Instead, let's embrace the risk. Congratulations, class of 2024. The world awaits your brilliance. Embrace risk, seize the day, and create a future that is as extraordinary as you are. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce our first student performance. Singing "A Million Dreams" by Pink, here is the incredibly talented Caitlin Smith.
Close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. See, I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. We may be right, we may be wrong, but I wanna bring you along to the world I see, to the world we close our eyes to see, we close our eyes to see. Then I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. for the world we're gonna make.
Thank you so much, Caitlin. At this time, I'd like to introduce our student body president, two-time state qualifier in tennis and team captain, four-year state qualifier in DECA, Daniels and Betcher Scholarship winner, Kennedy Lane. With her address, Go Live Your Dream.
Okay. Good morning, Loveland. I'm Kennedy Lane, and I just wanted to start off by saying thank you so much for everyone who came out today. To the class of 2024, as I was sitting in my bed, watching Tangled, my favorite Disney movie, writing this speech, I was immediately drawn to a quote said by Rapunzel herself. "Now is when my life begins." As we were all writing our own fairy tale stories, we happened to be in the chapter where we walk down these halls for the last time and see so many people who have shaped our lives these past few years. And I want you to know that it doesn't matter the awards you won, the tests you failed, or even the time when you were mortified when you tripped and fell in front of the class. What matters is the people you impact by showing up each and every day. I don't remember the tennis matches I won or the grade I got on a test, but I do remember the joke my friend cracked in a coffee shop as we were sitting studying for a test, the dance parties we had on the tennis courts, and walking along the highway to get to IHOP during DECA State. I remember the compliment a stranger gave to me in the middle of the hall, making my bad day just a little bit better. The time someone opened a door for me when I had my hands full. The smile a random teacher flashed me in the hall as I scurried to class. The welcoming "good morning" from the security guard every day as he let me into the school. And most importantly, our Loveland High School community that supported me on all my endeavors. As we move forward from high school, don't dwell on your accomplishments and let them define you, but rather strive to not just see the light, as Rapunzel would say, but also be the light in every room. Strive not to be the fastest, the smartest, the funniest, or the prettiest, but rather strive to be a good person. Strive to be the person who helps someone up when they fall, gives random compliments to strangers, and holds the doors open for people no matter what. Be the person who gives everyone a reason to smile each and every day. Although you may think that none of your actions matter, because at the end of the day, we are all just minuscule beings on a floating piece of rock, I am here to tell you that everything you do matters. Your actions affect everyone around you, and you are the reason why so many of your peers are walking across the stage alongside you today. Take this with you on your next journey as you remember that this is not just the end of a journey, but rather the start of a beautiful beginning. Remember, this is when our lives begin. You get to go off and discover who you truly want to be. You aren't held within the limits of the Loveland High School brick walls. Instead, you have the freedom to do all you want to do and accomplish everything you have ever dreamed of. No matter what path you decide to take, I know that every single one of us is going to accomplish huge things, no matter how scary it feels to move on right now. So, as Hookhand would say in the movie, go, live your dream. Thank those around you, because none of us would be here without the unrelenting support of our loved ones. I want to give a special thank you to my mom, who has dedicated so much of her time and energy into helping me be successful, allowing me to drag her to events she doesn't want to go to, and of course, always reminds me that mother knows best. I want to thank my dad for being my #1 supporter, giving me motivation to keep going when he sees me wanting to give up, and his constant reminders that he loves me and will always be proud of me. Remember, today is not just about celebrating us as graduates, but celebrating those who have shaped us into the people that we are. Hug your families and tell them how much you love and appreciate their support, and all their behind-the-scenes work that they are never recognized for. As we transition into the next chapters of our lives, many of you, much like myself, may be terrified of the changes we face as we depart our own little tower known as Loveland High onto bigger and better things. You may find yourself missing your closest friends as you all go your separate ways, only to reunite a couple times a year, but just remember that the friends you cherish, the memories you have made, and the people who have made you who you are will always have your back, no matter the distance in between. One night, not too long ago, I was reminded of what truly matters. As I sat in my bed on a FaceTime call with my best friend, making a pros and cons list, I struggled to make what seemed to be the hardest decision of my life between which college I would choose. The fear I felt to leave behind my entire life to move away from everything I've ever known overwhelmed me, and I found myself fighting to stay in my comfort zone. The one thing she told me was, "You're never gonna know if you don't at least try." On a separate phone call with another vital person in my life, that same night, when I turned to him in a wreck after hours of sobbing, realizing that high school was coming to a close, the words he told me that solidified my choice were, "Don't throw away your dreams just because you're scared, and it may be difficult, but we can do it, and we will be okay." This is one of the most unknown times of our lives, but it's time to embrace the change. Try new things no matter how terrified you are. Chase your biggest dreams with strength and persistence, and remember, everything happens for a reason, and you can do anything that you set your mind to. No matter what happens, you will always be okay. You are meant to take risks and face your biggest fears, so take the next step into creating the best version of yourself. It is time to let our own hair down and escape the tower we have all been stuck in our entire lives. As we walk across the stage today with our diplomas in hand, I want you to embrace the moment and let out that sigh of relief that I know we have all had built up in us for these past few months. Throw your cap off knowing that your kindergarten self is proud of the amazing people that you have grown up to be, and continue to strive to be the best version of yourself. Through the extreme senioritis I know every single one of us has felt for the last semester of senior year, as we fought the urge to not ditch our classes, we finally made it. Yes, we did make it. And as we wave goodbye to the end of beginning, remember, that is just what this is. Not the end, but the start of the rest of our lives. I know everybody has a dream, so go and do whatever it takes to live it. Be your own version of Rapunzel, take the risk, and leave your tower, because you can't accomplish great things within your comfort zone. And the last departing words I have for you is that tomorrow is never guaranteed, so live life with gratitude, dedication, hard work, and empathy. No matter what, you are in control of your life, and it is always a good day to have a good day. Oh, and lastly, as Rapunzel would say, best day ever. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kennedy. Next, please welcome our second student address, the valedictorian of the class of 2024, speech and debate captain, four-time national qualifier in speech and debate, state champion in public forum debate, and two-time finalist at DECA State, Emma Baldwin, with her speech titled, "You're Not on Your Own, Kid."
We've gathered today to celebrate the immense accomplishment of every member of the class of 2024. For me, that comes with reflection on the whole journey that led me here, not just the past 4 years. When I was 6 years old, I started elementary school. I was convinced that the sun followed me around everywhere, and every day it blew my mind when teachers told me that they had students that were now in college. Those 5 years seemed to take forever, and I thought I was never going to make it to middle school. Nonetheless, when I entered middle school, I instantly felt so much older than the 5th grader I was 3 months prior. Time shortened then, with those 3 years only seeming to last a few months. When I entered high school, it started by taking classes virtually in the middle of a pandemic, and what seems like 2 weeks later, now I'm 18, fifth graders appear to be toddlers, my parents somehow think it's normal to ask me to make my own doctor's appointments, and I'm graduating. While coping with the existential crisis that this realization has given me, I've come to appreciate the experiences that have made up my time in high school and my incredible support system. From my parents, brother, and friends, to my full tier list of homework snacks, namely goldfish, Cheez-Its and Nutella, and popcorn occupying the top 3, I'm grateful to everything that has helped me reach this point. Loveland High School is a special place, and it offers so many opportunities for everyone to be included. This has been our home for the last 4 years, and it's an incredibly bittersweet feeling to leave. The students and staff have made me proud to be a part of this journey. So while I'm not excited to use phrases like, when I was in high school, or back in my day for the rest of my life, I'm grateful for the memories that I will carry with me forever. Even in such a short time, I've learned a lot, but 2 themes seem to stand out against the rest. First, that my ability to do homework before the day it is due without ending up on TikTok has decreased exponentially. And second, that the people on TikTok seem certain that our generation is slated to ruin the world. These critically acclaimed TikTokers and the rest of the media claim we're on our phones too much. We don't work hard, we can't read paper maps, and don't know how important it is to write in cursive. And yet, every night, my mom still asks me how to use her own computer. Everyone else makes excuses for the mistakes and failures that we've somehow committed without even stepping into the world yet. But the people here have done it all to get to where we are today, and that will continue even after we leave high school. We're the people that went through high school in arguably one of the most difficult times to do so. Through a pandemic, we still got up on Monday morning to come to school. We still helped each other succeed while pursuing our own goals. And we still had the impeccable time management that it takes to turn in an assignment at exactly 11:59 p.m. And somehow, it seems my lacking cursive skills really didn't matter that much. From the mental breakdowns to the carefree nights after finals, we finally made it. And in a world that will continually be poised against us, taking away our accomplishments and blowing up our failures, we will continue to push through and prove them wrong. Just give us a couple years to get started. Because as the most influential person of the past decade and my personal therapist, Taylor Swift, once said, these things will change, and the walls that they put up to hold us back will fall down. Every one of us is ready to do great things. In a rapidly evolving world, we are evolving with it. So in 20 years, when China has drawn up another social media that the government deems a national security threat, people will yet again be skeptical of the graduating seniors, but they will no longer question our impact on the world. The past 13 years have been a long journey that I'm shocked has now come to an end. But I'm grateful for the foundation it has provided me for the next 13 to come. So while it may be scary to leave home for the first time and step into this new chapter, we'll be able to lean on each other and the supporters that got us to this point in the first place, because you're not on your own, kid, and you never have been. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emma. As per tradition, the senior class officers get to select a member of our staff present a keynote speech at graduation. This year, they choose someone who, in his short 2 years at LHS, has made a big impact on these seniors. He is a person that goes out of his way to chat and get to know you, and it's that personal touch that has made an impact on our class. Please welcome to the stage our keynote speaker and athletic director, Andy Little, with his speech titled, Same Team, Home Team.
Good morning, everyone. As we gather here today to celebrate you, I'm reminded of the words of Steve Jobs. Great things in business are never done by one person. They're done by a team of people. This idea isn't just relative in business, but is a fundamental truth in all walks of life. Today, as I'm gonna pause for a second, guys. This is a great speech. ChatGPT did an awesome job with this. There are lots of quotes. There are big words in there. Lots of things are going on with this speech. But I read this to Mrs. Beezer earlier, and she paused. She stopped me, and she was like, "That is hot garbage. That is awful. I can't believe you would sit up there and just read fancy quotes and words like that." And I had this moment where I was thinking of you guys. I am willing to bet she's done the exact same thing to you guys in class, sitting there saying that's not going to work. But all jokes aside, she's not wrong. This is not about fancy words. This is not about quotes. This is about us. It's about us, and it's about us one last time, right? So I want to talk about building teams. I want to talk about your strengths. I want to talk about what's next for you guys, right? And I think about the elementary teachers and staff. I think about the middle school teachers and staff. I think about the administration and the staff and the support staff and everybody at Loveland High School that is guiding you to this point today, right? And how special that is, right? That system and structure of support. And I want to give them a shout out real quick. These are the in-building champions in your life, right? And then I stand up here and I'm like, holy smokes, right? There are a lot of people here. There are people tuning in from home, your parents, your guardians, your grandparents, your neighbors, your friends, your outside support system who have been your champions. I want to recognize these people for a second as well. And lastly, I'm really good at this, but I want you to thank yourself. It's okay to pat yourself on the back. You took a chance on you, right? You made an investment in yourself to get here today, and there is more to come. And that means something because you're on your team as well. And that's what I want to talk to you guys a little bit about, is the same team, home team idea. These champions in your life who have been there to help you get to this point. We all play different roles in your life, but we are your champions that have helped you. The example I often use is, many of you guys know that I have 2 daughters at Loveland High School. I am with them in the building every single day, and I need help. I need a team to help them, right? I need Coach Yossi every single day to check in with them, to see how they're doing, to see if they need anything, to see how things are going. He is a champion for my kids just like he's a champion for you. I need Mrs. Davies to have her door open and be able to talk about everything from academics to life to what's going on, just listening sessions. And she is the exact same way for you guys. She's a champion. We're talking about champions in your life, right? We're talking about creating a balanced team, this system of structure and support that has been created for you guys. When I think about one of the ideal teams at Loveland High School, I often think about the LHS band, the Mighty Crimson Regiment. I think about Mr. Friesen. I think about Mr. Williams. I think about our drum major. Shout out to Lucy, right? Lucy Buffton, good job. I think about Mrs. Silva pushing the front ensemble, right, as she's working through. And I think about the hundreds of parents that help band be band. That's a balanced system and structure of support. One of my favorite movies, and you don't need to know the movie, is Apollo 11. And the idea behind that is astronauts get stuck in space. And there's a system of engineers that help bring these astronauts back home. These scientists are working hard to try to develop a way to get these astronauts home. You guys are our astronauts, right? We are the system and the structure that has helped you getting to this point, right? When I think about teams in balance, I think about, man, it'd be awesome to coach a football team and have 11 Trey Olsons, right? I absolutely would love it. I think I could do really well. I don't know if I could get all the way there. You give me 11 linebackers like Moose, and we'll be good, right? But I don't know if we're going to get all the way there. You give me 11 liberos in volleyball, you give me 11 Alexis Waiters, we're going to be a talented team. I don't know if we can get all the way there. We need to have balance in the roles of the teams that we're on, right? Champions fill these different roles in your life, and they have been there through this whole journey. I love being a champion, right? It fills my bucket. You do you, whatever it is, whatever your jam is, I want to build the platform and allow you to do that thing. That really fills my bucket. But now everything's changing. Life's changing. You have a whole new journey. I was once told that you can't plan for the future. And I know I have some planners out there that are like, oh, I plan for the future. You can't plan for the future, but you can prepare for it. You have no idea what it is bringing, right? We don't know what's next. I call that it. Right? We don't know it. And we can't necessarily plan for it, but we can prepare for it, right? Know that you matter. Know that the teams that you're on matter. Know that life's changing and that's okay. Cherish the relationships that you have. Embrace the new journey and moving forward, right? You are prepared for it. You are gonna lean into your strengths. You are gonna lean into your talents. You're gonna lean into your teams, and you can handle it, whatever it is. We don't always know what it's gonna look like, but it's gonna be super cool, right? Strengths and teams will get you there. Congratulations, graduates. We are so incredibly proud of you. I want you to know that you will always have a home here. We will always be your champions in your life. We will always be here for you. We are not afraid of what's next. We are embracing your next journey. We are going to support you with whatever it is. Congratulations again, class of 2024.
Hello? There we go. Thank you so much, Mr. Little, and you will be very missed next year. Now, please welcome the principal of Loveland High School, Mr. Sean Collins, with several special recognitions, the principal's address, and to present the class of 2024 to the school board and the district panels.
Mr. Little, I will be using a crazy quote, so be ready. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, proud parents, and the extraordinary graduating class of 2024. As we gather here today to celebrate your remarkable achievements, I am reminded of the profound wisdom of the ancient philosopher Seneca, who once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters." These words encapsulate the fundamental truth that I believe is essential to embrace as we reflect on the journey that has brought us to this momentous occasion. The class of 2024, your journey has been anything but ordinary. When you began high school, experiences as freshmen, the world was grappling through an unprecedented crisis. The pandemic brought with it a wave of uncertainty, fear, and disruption. You faced quarantine, remote learning, and the challenges of starting high school through social distancing. Hallways were empty, classrooms were virtual, and the typical rites of passage that marks the beginning of high school were all upended. Yet, in the face of these extraordinary challenges, you demonstrated remarkable resilience, courage, and determination. You adopted to new ways of learning, found creative solutions to stay connected with your peers, and navigated a landscape that none of us could have anticipated. You refused to be defined by these circumstances, choosing instead to rise above them and forgo ahead with an unwavering resolve. Your resilience is evident not only in how you face these challenges, but also in these outstanding achievements this year. The class of 2024 has earned an astounding $7,188,933 in scholarship money. To go along with this, I would like to recognize students recognize students that exemplify some of these achievements. With the following students rise to stay standing to be recognized: Egan Bowersfeld, Betcher Foundation Scholar; Peyton Hendricks, Daniel Funds recipient; Kennedy Lane, Betcher Foundation and Daniel Scholar recipient. Our IB full diploma and scholar recipients of Hannah Olmstead, Lennon Austin, Cassiano Gassofilo, Jeffrey Hong, Tyler Joshi, Emma Baldwin, and Aiden Hurst. All of these amazing scholars are a testament to the hard work, dedication, and bright futures that lie ahead for the class of 2024. May we now have the recipients of the Seal of Biliteracy stand and be recognized. Furthermore, 29 of you have been awarded the Seal of Bioliteracy in 4 different languages: Spanish, German, French, and Hindi, showcasing your dedication to learning and embracing the diverse cultures. This accomplishment highlights your commitment to our mission to develop students to be successful in the global community. Thank you for all of your hard work. Our students here at Loveland were able to persevere this year out of the classroom as well. I would like to recognize a few of our students who were able to achieve great accomplishments outside the class. First, our state champions, Lexi Lopez and Sierra Moskalaski. Emma Baldwin, 4-time national qualifier for speech and debate. Aiden Hurst, 4-time national qualifier, 2nd place at the U.S. National Speech and Debate Competition in Washington, D.C. Our all-state choir, Mason Braggins and Alistair Garner. Ari Deckers, Louise Buffton, and Caden Pink from our all-state band. And Tabitha Cherry, all-state orchestra. All of these individuals did not let adversity hold them back from accomplishing their goals and dreams. Your success is a testament to your willingness to overcome all of these hurdles that were put forth to you. Thank you to all the students who represented Loveland High School with such pride and dignity this year. I really greatly appreciate it. May I now have all of the students who are enlisting in the military stand. All students who are enlisting in the military. I would also like to take a moment to recognize and thank these among you who have chosen to enlist in military service. Your decision to serve our country is a testament to your bravery, selflessness, and commitment to a cause greater than yourselves. We are deeply grateful for your dedication and sacrifice. We honor, and we are in honor for the path that you have chosen. You will face adversity that allows the rest of us to continue with what we love and cherish. Thank you so very much. Class of 2024, as you prepare to embark on the next chapter of your lives, I want you to remember this. It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. In the face of adversity, choose resilience over defeat, courage over fear, and perseverance over despair. Embrace your failures as opportunities for growth, learning, and self-discovery. And above all, never lose sight of the incredible potential that lies within each and every one of you. In closing, I want to express my deepest admiration and respect for each and every one of you. Your resilience, courage, and determination have brought you to this moment, this milestone, and have no doubt that you will continue to achieve greatness in all that you do. You all exemplify the Loveland motto, be Loveland, be the best. Thank you for this amazing year, and go Loveland. Now for the fun part. Seniors, please rise. Superintendent Schaefer, Thompson School District representatives, and members of the Board of Education, it is with great pleasure that I hereby certify that all the students before you have met and or exceeded the graduation requirements of Thompson School District. Seniors in the first 2 rows, please remain standing. Everybody else, please take a seat at this time. Please welcome our senior class president, Hadley Inman, and senior class treasurer, Sydney Knapp, who will be reading the names followed by the senior class president, Hannah Prendeville, and senior class secretary, Mason Braggins.
Now presenting Miss Jenny Allen. Brooklyn Grace Crawford.
Now presenting Miss Jen Jantz, Traditional Program Valedictorian, Emma Caitlin Baldwin. It might be too loud.
Now presenting Miss Cassie Anderson. Chelsea Dianara Alba Marufo.
Isabel Morgan Bush.
Juliana Crystal Brown.
Traditional Program Salutatorian, Aiden Alexander Hurst.
Now presenting Officer Ben Avidia. Denise Cruz Perez.
Now presenting Mr. Richie Lynn, Jaden Nicole Anderson.
Orlando Jose Medina Daza.
Joshua Wayne Martindale.
Andrea Yaretzi Padron Molinar.
Keller William Summer.
Now presenting Mr. Daryl Baca. Avery Jane Bausch.
Now presenting Miss Alyssa Marchiori, Jalen Tyler Santos.
Anise Marion Borst.
Now presenting Miss Karen Mason-Garb, Ashlyn Macy Priestley.
Jackson Dale Niederwarder.
Kayla Angeline McKinstry.
Alexis Caitlin Wilson.
Now presenting Miss Jessica May, Delia Louise Farnham.
Kira McKenna Woodruff Stern.
Now presenting Miss Cheryl McCann, Alexa Taylor Anderson.
Now presenting Miss Tammy Bagley. Mason George Strait.
Now presenting Mr. Chris Michael, Elliot Gifford Diaz.
Now presenting retired Master Sergeant Rex Beach. Bennett Paul Rothfuss.
Alain Jose Gayton Pina.
Now presenting Miss Kelly Bennett. Ramiro Juan Amado.
Braden James Pryor.
Abigail Marie Backman.
Dylan Andrew Thomas.
Maddie Ray Cloyd.
Now presenting Miss Jade Miner, Kyla Bow Miner.
Ryland Dean Coonrod.
Now presenting Miss Kaya Monson, Charles Richard Dallas.
Ulysses Fonseca.
Caitlin Irene Ludke.
Allie Madison Monroe Marling.
Caitlin May Smith.
Marissa Stewart.
Now presenting Mr. Greg Morrison, Sarah Bethany Hamill.
Now presenting Miss Karen Beezer. Evangelina Lauren Archuleta.
Dylan Cade Jackson.
Lucy Ellen Estergaard.
Isaac Bruce Maddox.
Ireland Abigail Ruff.
Justin Randall Marcotte.
Eunicia Loretta Whitfield.
Ian Beatty McGill.
Benjamin David Willett.
Connor Andrew Scholl.
Now presenting Mr. Matthew Braggins. Mason Allen Braggins.
Now presenting Mr. Bill Mowdy. Hannah Jalen Guyona.
Now presenting Mr. Rob Buffton. Lucy Clayton Buffton.
Kimmy Alexander Gutierrez.
Now presenting Miss Taylor Bushy. Lexi Angel Hurd.
Haley Brianne Lopin.
Megan Nicole Rich.
Now presenting Miss Lindsay Nelson. Cassidy Ray Jacobs.
Now presenting Mr. Brett Kane. Cheyenne Malia Ramey.
Hudson Christopher Class.
Clarissa Elizabeth Reyna.
McKaylee Mary Lane.
Autumn Olivia Reinhardt.
Now presenting Miss Carolyn Norman. Brody Owen Busser.
William Santana.
Now presenting Miss Lisa Nyhart. Braylon Page Mock.
Evelyn Guadalupe Soto Castillo.
Now presenting Miss Karen O'Connell. Keegan John O'Connell.
Kira Madeline Sparks.
Now presenting Mr. Tristan Oliver. Elizabeth Wamboy Ngunga.
Matthew Allen Swanson.
Now presenting Miss Kendra Omlid. Colby Norman Porter.
Emerson Michael Vogesser.
Tambrin Avonlea Searle.
Now presenting, on behalf of Miss Cindy Case, Miss Courtney Silva. Paris Elise Browning.
Now presenting Miss Ashley Ortega. Maria Araceli Hernandez Morales.
Jaden Paul Jones.
Aaliyah Marie Olivas.
Now presenting Commander Brian Christner, Chief Staff Officer for 30th Naval Construction Regiment. Jonathan Lewis Yakich.
Now presenting Miss Loris Ozier. Danielle Gracie Ozier.
Now presenting Miss Kiana Churchill. Kira Rose Webb.
Now presenting Miss Aviva Flock. Jasmine Rain Aguirre.
Now presenting Mr. A.J. Clark. Bryson Scott Duran.
Connor Wade Anglin.
Hannah Marie Prineville.
Daniel Porter Bryant.
Joshua George Stegner.
Isabella Suzanne Delich.
Kylie Rosalie Yaden.
Harrison Atori Engelhorn.
Now presenting Mr. Randy Click. Blake Andrew Caesar.
Joel Espinoza Partida Jr.
Jess Charles Smith.
Landon John Futo.
Now presenting Mr. Jedediah Coley. International Baccalaureate Program Salutatorian, Jeffrey Yi Huang.
Stevie Sky Heron.
Tyler Norman Joshi.
Abram James Mayers.
Now presenting Mr. Nate Cook, Ethan Jonas Johnson.
Trey Flores Olson.
Now presenting Mr. Julian Davidson, Peter D'Amato Archie.
Avery Lee Peyton Knapp.
Alex Madeline Williams.
Dylan Juanito Ramirez.
Now presenting Miss Molly Davies, Isabel Marie Gilbert.
Angeline Victoria Ramos Quintana.
Olivia Grace Huner.
Taven Jack Sanders.
Riley Daniel Lepern.
Flor Jasmine Saucedo Cuevas.
Leah Catherine Thornton.
Ryan Anthony Winklemeyer.
Now presenting Miss Sarah DeGrande, Cooper Robert DeGrande.
Now presenting Mr. Mike Pintarik, Brody Tyler Charles Barrett.
Now presenting Miss Gretchen Deckers, Bailey Noel Rose Robertson.
Alexandra Elizabeth Bertelson.
Now presenting Mr. David DeSantiago. Jonah Adrian Rodriguez.
Julian James Delgadillo.
Porter R. Stogstill.
Salem Lessam.
Now presenting Mr. Nick Devine, Brooklyn Valentine Barrows.
Henry Roger Packenham.
Megan Elizabeth Buxton.
Jacob Elliott Racine.
Tabitha Nicole Cherry.
Aiden S. Ross.
Angel Yale Yanez Iriguin.
Now presenting Mr. Sean Pitts, Parker Jesse Redman.
Peyton K. Hendricks.
Now presenting Dr. Carmen Polka, Keaton Allen Cook.
Sydney Dawn Knapp.
Connor Riley Scheidemann.
Adeline Suzanne Pierce.
Now presenting Mr. Jeffrey Pomeranka, Anna Janelle Kim.
Now presenting Miss Jill Doty, Cameron Lorraine Adden.
Now presenting Miss Wendy Ritchie, Tobin Uriah Hood.
Dylan Lee Anderson.
Kaylee Marie Hopkins.
Colin James Arthur.
Danica Marie Johnson.
Lorenzo Joseph Deering Gauthier.
Tyler May Lee Martin.
Evelyn Bell Swope.
Lindy Emerson Maloney.
Now presenting Miss Jonna Dunkel, Henry Erich Weigel.
Melody Ruth Milburn.
Now presenting Mr. Michael Emmons, Caitlin Rose Emmons.
Trent Gale Opila.
Now presenting Miss Jamie Felton, David Adame,
Delaney Harper Reddital.
Taylor Jade Temple,
Now presenting Miss Diana Richard, Isabel Catherine Pierce,
Amaria Nashe Walker,
Now presenting Miss Claudia Rivas, Mackenzie Elizabeth Covias,
now presenting Mr. Mike Felton, Libby Lynn Blanks,
Kiara Alejandra Delgado,
Emily Rose Cran,
Now presenting Mr. Matt Robbins, Josue Torres Romero,
Gage Anthony Galloway,
Now presenting Miss Jera Robertson, Dylan Jefferson Lodge,
Alyssa Jean Hughes,
Now presenting Miss Paula Roque, Aiden Eugene Robinson,
Emmett John Morell,
Now presenting Mr. Steve Rogich, Reese Michael Rogich.
Lena Julia Straight,
Now presenting Miss Heather Rowan, Gracie Taylor Strong.
now presenting Mr. Kyle Friesen, Ryan Anthony Buss,
Now presenting Miss Lydia Sanchez, Carmen Eliza Carrasco.
Joseph Stanley Mills Honstein,
Michelle Marie Carrasco.
Caden Fox Pink,
Joseph Charles De La Cruz Jr.
now presenting Mr. Arno Garcia, Adrian Quinn Garcia,
Hadley Rose Inman.
Hattie Irene Guthrie,
Alexis Dawn Waiter.
Zoe Elena Hale,
Now presenting Mr. Landon Santeramo, Adam G. Arabalo.
now presenting Miss Cinnamon Gardner, Alistair John Gardner,
Audrey Leah Jones.
now presenting Mr. Greg Gebhardt, Peyton Robert Bundy,
Morgan Catherine Kryling.
Caden Christopher Stansberry,
Riley Danielle Lavonin.
now presenting Miss Steph Drolowski, Landon Carmack Anderson,
Andy Martinez Jr.
Cassandra Maria Michelle Backhorn,
Now presenting retired Sergeant Major Bruce Schnabel, Gianna Paige Marie Kenny.
Natalie Isabel Compos,
Now presenting Miss Janara Seeley, Draven Lee Bennett.
now presenting Miss Tana Greco, Joy Christine Fava,
Christian John Coring Elliott.
now presenting Miss Jen Hall, Angel Lynn Fields Baker,
Duke Goist.
Chloe Grace Hall,
Jude Alexander Sanchez.
Now presenting Miss Chandon Hammersmith, Gavin Mitchell Collins.
Now presenting Mr. Daniel Smith, Adam Christopher Baichi.
Addison Marie King.
Now presenting Miss Kayla Stassi, Elizabeth Ann DeClement.
Kaylee Marie Howard.
Now presenting Miss Courtney Silva, Gracelyn Rose Christopher.
Now presenting Miss Amy Hart, Michael Louise Kent Keene.
Hazel May Daly.
Now presenting Miss Julia Helmaniak, Annette Michelle Garcia Vasquez.
Tyler Shea Dietrich.
Alondra Mariana Ortiz Gatan.
Now presenting Miss Carol Thomas, Paige Lynn Queen.
Now presenting Mr. Aaron Hollingshead, International Baccalaureate Program Valedictorian Hannah Michelle Olmsted.
Now presenting Mr. Jeff Thomas, Ari Nicholas Deckers.
Megan Jean English.
Now presenting Mr. J.T. Thompson, Aiden Sean Abraham.
Emma Isabella Valdez.
Hannah Felisa Cable.
Now presenting Miss Kelsey Heward, Wyatt Logan Tyndall.
Ryan Samuel Chaika.
Now presenting Mr. Nathan Hummel, Ryan Joseph Butts.
Chloe May Cherry.
Devin Irene Bilo.
Cole James Donahue.
Jace Frank Cherry.
Bailey Victoria Greep.
Miles Paul Crossan.
Madison Marie Simpkins.
Anastasia Jade Filler.
Ella Madeline Pearl Toombs.
Noah Derek Filler.
Now presenting Miss Wendy Thompson, Madeline Renee Esslinger.
Kennedy Alicia Green.
Lindsay May Lopez.
Eliana Rose Huffner.
Alexis Ann Standiford.
Harmon Kaur.
Now presenting Miss Colleen Torres, Aiden Wallace Brown.
Annaline Catherine Martha Martin.
Briar May Crockett.
Christopher Ethan Joseph Paget.
Elena Marie Torres.
Riley Elizabeth Ramsey.
Crew Riley Underwood.
Talon Joseph Santos.
Now presenting Miss Julie Trosper, Brooklyn Lynette England.
Vanessa Marie Schuchard.
Allison Carey Chadwick.
Now presenting Miss Melanie Jackson, Ethan Michael Durham.
Callie Faith Corrine Kuberry.
Jacob Dean Jackson.
Lindsay Martinez Ramirez.
Trevor Ryan Sheely.
Riley Nicole Myers.
Now presenting Mr. Marty Jaskin, John Raymond Call.
Shannon Nicole Pennington.
Ayla Marie Rowan.
Taylor Danae Rogers.
Addison Moran Turley.
Now presenting Mr. Ryan Turner, Eric Thomas Bjorklund.
Now presenting retired Lieutenant Colonel Willie Jones, Harley Blair Denkers.
Blake Donovan Doyen.
Now presenting Miss Sam Crescent, Rami Natanya Delahouse.
Christian Gomez Chavez.
Allison Jean Fetzer.
Harper Michael Fundalinski.
Mitchell Owen Crumry.
Connor Takashi Grease.
James Ronald Logreen.
Ethan James Matilla.
Krista Skyley Martin.
Harper Lenore Morse.
Trinity Elizabeth Montez McDonald.
Tiffany Rose Platt.
Isabel Rose Moreau.
Micah Allen Tyler.
Now presenting Miss Melissa Cuberry, Cameron Bradley Hardman.
Lucas John Cole Williams.
Now presenting Mr. June Kuhn, Alexis Catherine Richardson.
Now presenting Miss Nikki Weitzel, Egan Joseph Bowersfield.
Now presenting Miss Laura LaBelle, Nina Jocelyn Carrasco Lopez.
Alice Matilda Bradley.
Gabriela Isabel Garcia Alvarado.
Joseph Ray Campbell.
Stephanie Yal Lopez Rocha.
Bryce Charles Duncan.
Luis Ray Legado.
Ellery May Hansen.
Adriana Eviana Venzor Molinar.
Lily Anna Hill.
Now presenting Miss Carrie Lambert, Luke Gabriel Six.
Anders Ryan Johnson.
Now presenting Mr. Andy Larkins, Owen William Martin.
Kennedy Breyer Lane.
Now presenting Mr. Joey Leclerc, Sophie Jean Har.
Dean Everett Lewis Morgan.
Now presenting Miss Sundel Lepe, Daniel Dorado Lepe.
Cooper Maddox Flieger.
Now presenting Mr. Andy Little, Perrine Elizabeth Downer.
Now presenting Mr. Alan John Wilger, Dylan Drake Wilger.
Savannah Gwen Clank.
Now presenting Mr. Michael Williams, Lennon Scott Austin.
Now presenting Miss Carrie Littner, Vance Alexander Norris.
Zayden Daniel Hughes.
Gadiel Hidai Rodriguez Ledesma.
McKenna Denson Lindsay.
Now presenting Mr. Troy Lucenhope, Sophia Lucille Gordon.
Now presenting Mr. Derek Yossi, Brody Thomas Boucher.
Walker Ellis Heyman.
Corinthia Millie Crawford.
Vasily Anastasis Karamitis.
Tristan Lige Forgy.
Lexi Nicole Lopez.
Francesca Louise Lant Jones.
Xavier Trace McGee.
Creighton Nicole Peterson.
Isaac Anthony Mendoza.
Reese Noel Peterson.
Sierra Lynn Moskowski.
Christina Ann Taylor.
Maria Alina Munoz.
Now presenting senior sponsor, Ms. Jennifer Dance. Arturo Lavanos Alcantara.
Isani Manuel Ortega.
Mason Stephen Bailey.
Jadalyn Ophelia Ray Rodriguez.
Tayin Malik Baraza.
Molly Sue Runco.
Reyes Eduardo Erguin Bohorquez.
Terry Scott Stearns.
Nicholas Nathaniel Faga.
Now presenting Miss Donna Lyles. Jocelyn Yvette Villalba Garcia.
Sophia Alyssa Garcia.
Now presenting Miss Chrissy Marshall. Andrew Michael Hiron.
Ricardo Emiliano Abada Aguayo.
Cassiano Perufo Guasofilo.
Jarrett Leroy Jacobs.
Phoenix David Hawley.
Julian Ronald Douglas Lynch.
Davis Jeffrey Kinney.
Gabriel Marquez Mendez.
Alejandro Daniel Serrano.
Riley Catherine Opie.
Now presenting Miss Jennifer Martin. Aderin Jade Caldwell.
Jalith Karen Orozco.
Peyton Joseph Deming.
Adam Christopher Overway.
Guadalupe Flores Valdez.
Dean Matthew Patella.
Aiden Derek Kemp.
Peyton Isabella Pimenez.
Nahaley May Kenton.
Derek Michael Sandoval.
Mariona Valley Long.
Osvaldo Vargas Bohorquez.
Caitlin Mallory Marchman.
Okay.
Maya Miranda Moreno Green. Honey Salgado Para. Michaela Grace Smith.
Am I good to dismiss everyone?
Piper Nicole Whitcomb.
Now the moment we have all been waiting for. There's a tradition that takes place at the end of each graduation ceremony, the moving of the tassel. This symbolizes one's transition from candidate to graduate. Standard protocol dictates that the tassel be worn on the right side of the cap, and then at the end of the ceremony be moved to the left side. This symbolizes that a new part of our life is beginning as another part comes to an end. Now, class of 2024, please rise. Aww. And join me as we move from our tassel to the right to the left. I would like to be the first to introduce to you the graduated class of 2024. Congratulations, and you're all dismissed.